This speech is a toast to Lola Bunny from Space Jam at our wedding dinner. We've just been married, and I'm addressing her and the rest of the attendees at the wedding, including Looney Tunes characters, Space Jam cast members, and our friends and family.
Okay, whenever you're ready. And do not run out of the room when he finishes, I got shit to say.
When I think back to my life before I met Lola, it's like I was wandering in a restless dream, just like James Sunderland in Silent Hill 2. Like the Beatrice to my Dante, she lifted me to a heaven of such joy and peace that my words fail. To be married to such a kind and beautiful and wonderful and smart woman such as her, I don't know how I got so lucky. Sorry, it's hard for me to not get emotional, but I wanted to take this toast to talk about the day we first met, and about seeing Lola for the first time on the big screen, and finally, to celebrate, because our love triumphed over all the haters and naysayers. Next slide. So, the day we met, I'll always remember that song that was playing, our song. Next slide. Planet the Earth from Cho Renshaw, 68K. This takes me back to the sweltering summer of '95. I was in Japan on a business trip doing classified work for Nakamoto-san, and I decided on my day off to visit Comiket 48. I was at the booth for Cho Renshaw 68K, listening to that music, and I saw her there. My knees started to quake, my skin turned pale, my whole body felt like it was boiling. I thought to myself, a tune like her probably has no interest in a guy like me. But somehow, maybe stupidly, I said something to you. I said, isn't it weird how they're still making games for the Sharp X68000? And you told me that you had an NEC PC9801 and that this game looked good. And I asked if you had a favorite game, and I'll never forget your response. Flappy 2, The Resurrection of Blue Star, a game I thought no one else had played. We talked the rest of that day about the brilliance of games like Final Fantasy VI and Myst, and about the new Intel Pentium 133 microprocessor. Next slide. We liked each other so much, I delayed my flight back home for several days. I kept worrying about how you were too good for me. And every time I had those negative thoughts, I just had to resist. Like I was mashing the circle button during the torture scene in Metal Gear Solid. I remember we'd been seeing each other for about a year, and things were a little rough because you were working on that film with your breakout role, Space Jam. And I could tell you were giving it your all, because every time we saw each other, you'd look exhausted. But when we went to go see it in theaters, I'm not ashamed to say, I cried and held you. We both cried and held each other. And I knew you were everything I ever needed, and an incomparably brilliant actress and cartoon. And things have been so perfect since then that I find the hate brought upon us for our relationship laughable. From the cartoons who said that I could be easily killed by a falling piano, to the humans who said that you had lower ontological priority. We both weathered the storm. Our love triumphed over hate and proved that there is nothing wrong with a human and a tune being happy together. And that's what I look forward to, spending a happy life together with you. I'd like to end with a poem I wrote to Lola. Next slide. If the stars of the Welkin went to sleep, my heaven would stay illumined by your light. Lampets sweet, your Your torch in my heart I keep, that dwelling you remade, forever bright. Sole driver of my soul's kernel layer, you read from it such tender whispers sweet, and write elixirs matched with Luna's hair. Her jade with your fur's gold dare not compete. Without your radiance, my days are dim, and all of heaven's baubles seem so frail. The dancing Hesperides are naught but grim when I compare them to your fluffy tail. Wherever I go, I know you aren't far. You, Lola, are my only guiding star. I love you, Lola. Thank you.